we should all be feminists.
So I'm going to be talking about 3 things in this video. Number 1, I'll be talking about the ways I've been centering men in my life. Number 2, my celibacy journey and what has made me realize that hetero celibacy is the right choice for me right now. And number 3, my goals in this arena moving forward and how I will be aligning myself with those goals. For those who have no idea who the fuck I am, my name is Sage. I am currently a 500-hour certified yoga teacher specializing in hip mobility, sacral chakra wellness, holistic stress relief, and plant medicine. About a year ago now, I retired from the adult entertainment industry, and I mention that because not only does that inform my current career as far as my specialty in sacral chakra wellness, but that also is going to be relevant in today's video. So let's get into it. So I feel like I've been centering men in my life by curating too much of my life and too much of my existence and too much of my appearance to cater to the male gaze. It's basically
The stereotypical perspective of a heterosexual man. This perspective is characterized by a tendency to objectify and or sexualize women. Many movies are made to appeal to male gaze, which is why female characters are regularly eroticized. It's natural. I mean, that's typically the response from men to women.
now, in my previous career in the adult entertainment industry, I was getting paid to do that. I was getting paid good money.
Yeah, so you can't double down and talk trash about what you was getting paid to do. Like you naturally was getting paid to get rammed on camera. And I did a little bit of research. I don't watch, P content at all. But I did a little bit of research and I see that she also did woman on woman. She did lesbian porn also. So it wasn't only men, but this is what happens when you get too many of these eggplants rammed consistently in you. It's literally going to skew your viewpoint towards men. Because see, these porn stars see the dark side of men. Because you see the lustful nature. You don't see the family side of men.
To curate my appearance and everything for the male gaze. However, I realized even after I retired, there were still small things that I was doing that was just a little bit too much catered to the male gaze. So when it came to my wardrobe, I would say that my gender presentation can be fluid. I'm not always feeling super feminine. I'm not always feeling super masculine. Like that TikTok said,
I'm not femme, and I ain't masculine. But I'm just like, I'm like, hey, what's up?
That's just my stilo.
I'm going to tell you this. You look like a stud that like to get busted down by men. Like, just that's the vibe I get from you. You're a little bit more of a masculine female, but you still like to get busted down by men. You still like the, the sausage, but you still like to play in the taco.
It was and sometimes still is a stressor for me when I'm around masculine men, especially masculine men that I have an attraction to, whether the pressure is legitimate, whether the pressure actually exists, or whether I'm projecting. I feel like I need to present as feminine as I possibly can in order to appease the male gaze. But that is not healthy because, right, I should be able to exist how I want to exist and present how I want to present without giving a fuck about any of that shit. And then this was...
See, now you fighting against biology. As you can see, her own natural instinct when she's around a man that, she's attracted to or gives that masculine presence, she gets very feminine, aka girly. But you can tell she want to fight against it because you can tell she got more stud. She got that stud energy in her. So for her, it's like, I want to be hard and this and that. And a dude will still take you hard and masculine and date you. You ain't got to be girly, but she's trying overly hard to show the stud side.
It's definitely a big thing for me, curating my beauty regimen. When I retired from the adult entertainment industry, that forced me to think about what part of this beauty regimen do I actually want to keep and what part of the beauty regimen was I doing for the male gaze. And one thing that was, and it kind of still is a struggle for me to unpack is, I don't want to rip my pubes out anymore, bro. I do not want to rip the hair out of my fucking vulva. Like, our pubes have a true purpose, bruh. When we rip that shit out, shave that shit, try to take that shit off, and we get razor bumps and irritation and shit, I wonder why that is. Maybe because you're not supposed to be taking that shit off all the time so fucking aggressively.
Okay, you blaming men for you shaving your vagina? I mean, we deal with hairy vaginas. I mean, what dude telling you gotta shave your cat all the time? I mean, most dudes who are just like like box, they're not gonna tell you, "Hey man, you gotta shave that before I play with it," or you gotta shave that before I enter." Are you projecting your own insecurities and blaming that on men, or are men actually telling you, "Hey, you need to shave this cat more often"? I'm very curious. Like, or are you blaming your own profession if they told you need to shave your cat? You can't blame that on regular guys dating you. It's a big difference. Like, I feel like she conflating the two, but let's hear more.
Has that ever occurred to anyone? To be quite honest, I think it has, but beauty standards in the male gaze are just so like, omnipresent. So there's the male gaze vibes, right? And then the other way that I noticed that I was centering men too much was the ways in which I was allowing men to come into my life. There were a lot of men that were constantly making advances towards me. And, I have standards. I'm not trying to fuck every nigga out here in the world. However, that doesn't matter because niggas will then position themselves to be like, oh, well, let's just be friends and let's just get to know each other and let's just be cool. Blah, blah, blah. Whole fucking time, though, niggas was really trying to smash and just waiting for the opportunity. So I say all that to say, my attitude of
Maybe you shouldn't have too many male friends, but you still want to have a male friend because you know male friends are going to give you the best advice than probably a whole bunch of female friends. You're going to get way more benefits of having male friends, but most of them male guys are going to want to sleep with you. And they already knew your profession. You was a porn star. You was getting busted down. Trains ran on you. Orgies. Like, of course they're going to probably be like, man, well, I might be able to smash too because she's a high sexual individual. A girl who can get busted down by 3-4 dudes at a time definitely got high sexual energy. So they probably wanted a piece.
letting them in my life in the first place was a symptom of me centering men too much in my life. Because something was just not connecting in my brain to be like, oh, like, I just don't have to talk to them. Like, I don't need anything from these niggas. Like, I don't need to interact with these niggas. Like, just hang up the phone. Like, that just wasn't, that occurred to me too late. I just wasn't able to make that connection. But now the connection has been made on you bitch ass niggas. So the phone is getting hung up on a lot of you niggas.
You scoring. You sound scoring. You constantly saying bitch ass niggas. Like, I'm wondering who you talking to. Who is the guy? Because you scoring, like, and I don't know if it's the porn stars that busted your brains out or what, but you are definitely scoring by men. And I can tell you got the stud energy right now. You got these stud vibes, but you're literally talking to men. Like and I mean the video is called Decentering Men, and it's like, but is it men or is it just the sexual profession that you chose? Because I feel like if you weren't in that industry seeing what the industry had to offer, you would probably have a slightly, skewed viewpoint, I would say.
So right, having poor boundaries with men and giving them too many chances was just another way that I was centering men too much in my life. So now let's talk about hetero celibacy and why I have decided that that is the right choice for me at this point in my life. So what the fuck is hetero celibacy? I probably made this up, but hear me out, right? So I'm a little gay. I'm queer and I'm abstaining from sex with men. So I like to call that hetero celibacy. So quite honestly, I have been thinking about hetero celibacy for a long time because although I am queer, I have way more experiences with men than I do with people who are not men. When I think about my sexuality, I feel like I am very equally attracted to the genders. And I would really love to balance the scales out because right, like experiences with men is up here, experiences with not men is like down here, you know what I'm saying? And we need to
So you want to take a break from the sausage, and you want to get taco trauma, because guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna raise that taco count up, and then you're gonna start complaining about women, on how women did this to you, how women scored you. Women are entitled. Women are selfish. You're gonna complain about that too. You're not gonna get happy from just only having sex with women. You have too much trauma from your profession of being a porn star, and you're trying to find yourself right now. But you're not admitting the truth. The truth is that you're trying to get spiritual with this yoga's spirituality classes that you're trying to do, but you're not really identifying the problem, which was the profession that already scarred you for life now. Like, it has scarred you, and we can tell.
So that is definitely one of the reasons why I'm making the decision to abstain from sex with men, because I want to focus more of my energy on curating and cultivating romantic and sexual experiences with people who are not men. But as it relates to the men that I have been romantically or sexually involved with lately,
Y'all don't need to know my business like that, even though you're putting it out there. You know that these young men have me slightly fucked up in different ways, respectively, but slightly fucked up nonetheless. Okay, I don't understand this. Don't understand this.
so analyzing all of that, I realized that has left me feeling frustrated, and I need to go back to the drawing board because I'm learning some things about what I don't want as it relates to sexual partners or romantic partners and stuff like that. So I wanted to take a break from having sex with men so that I could take some time to reflect on what does and what does not work for me as it relates to my sexual and romantic endeavors and my sexual and romantic partners. I also wanted to take some time to reflect on what role my ego plays in my sexual and romantic pursuits. Another reason why I chose hetero celibacy is because I feel like at this point in my life, I owe it to myself to really be 10 toes down in accomplishing my goals. So I feel like taking a break from having sex with men will give me the opportunity to focus on my goals and really be present with myself, get to understand myself, and really stay.
So you got rammed by multiple eggplants in your past, and now you want to get 10 toes down in yourself. It's too late. It's too late. I'm all for people changing and trying to figure things out. But the path that you're trying to choose, I'm gonna be honest, man. I can respect the porn star who's gonna stay locked into that life, cause they already know what they chose. They know the outcome. They know life is not gonna be tough. I can respect one that does that. But when you try and reverse and then blame men on the path that you chose, I feel like you a quitter now. You quit at being a porn star when you already put yourself out there. You can't erase that. And now you want this newfound forgiveness and you want this newfound path. You're always going to be known as that porn star, because if you Google her, you're going to see all the things that she's done. And it ain't pretty.
10 toes down in my goals and accomplishing the things that I have set out to accomplish. In a similar vein, I want to take this break in order to make sure that I'm firmly centered in my energy so that I know that I'm 100% down and willing and able to have any sort of conversation with any man in my life and not have to fear that he might leave after some sort of uncomfortable conversation, or even if he does, right, that's just not the end of my life type shit. So now let's talk about my goals.
She said it right there. Most guys are leaving because she was a porn star. She just spilled it out right there. The fear of them leaving after uncomfortable conversations. So most guys don't want to take her serious. That's basically just to summarize the whole story. I could tell from what she's saying but not saying. Dudes are not taking her serious, and she's afraid of them leaving. So which is why she's doing this hetero celibacy.
Goals moving forward and what I will be doing to align with them. So the one thing that I am so absolutely excited to talk about is this Valentine's Day retreat that me and my co-host Trinity will be facilitating in La República Dominicana.
Food and the psychedelics and stimulating the senses is something that I look forward to incorporating into this retreat, because whether it's sound, touch, taste,
sensuality.
Yes, sensuality and all
sacral
aspects.
chakra goodness.
Definitely expect some sensual empowerment, opening up that divine feminine channel. I love using mushrooms, using plant-based medicines, marijuana, talking about herbs, mixing up the herbs. That's why it's called Hearts and Herbs, because there is a very big implementation on the herbs that we will be using during this retreat. The types of energy from the women that we're going to attract is another thing I'm excited to see. It's really interesting to be put in places with women and just reflect, oh, you went through that too? We're here to love, we're here to accept, we're here to honor our inner child and come together and be the girlhood power dynamic that we always wanted.
So yes, the Valentine's Day retreat,
She making a sex camp. And I'm not gonna go too much further into the video. I'll have this link down in the description so y'all could watch the rest of the 3 minutes. But yeah, basically, man, she got a sex camp, a lesbian sex camp. They gonna be doing a lot of fucking. They are. They gonna be going crazy, and she's still doing porn. She tried to say like she's an ex-porn star. She still got her OnlyFans and whatnot. That's all in her links that she has like linked to herself. So she's still doing porn. She just transitioned into more lesbian porn. She don't want to deal with men because the men don't want to take her serious. The women are gonna be more accepting, more loving, more just free spirit and everything like that. But she's gonna get tired of that too. Because she know what she really wants. She want a man to lead her and create that dominant, structure. But she know it's too late for that. And she got a lot of stud energy, so it's gonna be hard for her to follow that. Because she's been making her own money. She's like her own boss. You feel me? So the only thing she can do now is create this yoga sex camp. And she's gonna make money off the views of men, because men are still gonna be the one watching her yoga camp. Men are gonna be the one paying for her OnlyFans and probably supporting some of her porn. It's gonna be men, not women. And then she's gonna have the camp to where, yeah, she's gonna be teaching yoga, so she's probably gonna be getting money from that too. So yeah, man, this is just a crazy story, man. That you got an ex-porn star and now she wants this redemption period. Which, hey, man, I hope the best for people. I'm not here to shame, or I'm not here to, downplay anybody's situation, but yo, you gotta lay in the bed that you made a lot of the time, and if you made if you made a fucked up bed, man, you gotta lay in that fucked up bed, but yeah, her name is Yoga the Flame or something like that. Yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this video, man. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. This is JB Reacts, and until next time, peace.